to another video. Today we're gonna be doing a little mukbang. My husband here is gonna be asking me some questions just to keep you all updated on our lives, or on my life specifically. But yeah, just a quick little update. I will say this, I think for the following weeks I'll just post one video each week, which is what I've been doing, but I usually post them on Tuesdays. But now will be whenever I get the chance, just because school is starting up. There's a bunch of stuff going on as well, so I'll post once a week. It doesn't matter the day. I know I used to do Tuesdays, but I'll just go to whatever day of the week at least one time. But yes, that's a little update, starting with this video, which will be posted sometime during the week. If you see it, like it, comment down below, subscribe. But yeah, anyway, today we're gonna be doing a mukbang, and we're gonna be eating Chipotle chips. Got queso. Yes sir. Manny has his burrito, and I got a bowl. Test it out before we.
Is it good? You like it? You got steak or barbacoa? Barbacoa? I'm gonna ask you at least 10 questions. Is that okay? Okay. They're just gonna be at random, right? So, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Like what? Like so far?
Yeah, like overall.
I mean, just thinking about this year. Oh, I think just school in general.
Just being at school? Or just...
No, my biggest accomplishment so far, I feel like completing my summer semester.
Okay.
It was the first time actually going into my program and doing my program for the profession that I'm doing. And it went really well. I think it was very exciting. It allowed me to go explore my boundaries, like kind of like expand them. Just because I had to go to San Antonio, and I had to do like I had to meet new people, I had to speak, I had to perform, I had to do everything, you know, by myself, and like without anyone to help me.
Having like a little bit of life experience out there. You know, on your own, try to, whatever comes your way, just experience it and try to make the best of it.
Yeah, and so I think that's one of the biggest accomplishments, like just doing school and having just a great experience this summer with school.
Okay. Okay, I like that. Okay. What do you need less of in your life? That tricky?
Less stress.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I mean, that works.
Less. What do I need less of in my life? I feel like I need less of my phone. Honestly, my phone. Like, I feel like it's draining. Like, it's so time consuming. Like, even though like I have a set amount of time to be on my phone, I still go over. Like, I don't have the discipline right now. I feel like these past 2 weeks have been the worst for it, for me, just because I've been on my phone a lot, and that just distracts me. Like, even before going to sleep, like whenever I wake up, while I'm doing work, like, you know, like it's just so addicting now that I kind of want to like separate or like isolate myself from that, or like not use my phone as much. And so that's why I either like turn it off, or like I do on iPhones you can do like work, you can do not disturb, so I do all of that. And then if that doesn't work, I'll just delete social media for a little bit, like TikTok is very addicting. Yeah, and I can't. And you know, with the new, so I'm doing photography as well, and with that I also need to be on my Instagram, but not my personal Instagram. It's just on Instagram where I manage my account, where I'm like, oh, when should I post, what time should I post, should I add this to the story, comments, likes, you know, all of that, all the hashtags, all the ads, everything, like following people. Like that's just been very time consuming también these past 2 weeks. But yeah, I think that's one thing I really need less of, like just being on my phone or like being on social media, being on TikTok. What do you think of your own?
For me, well, that was one of my main problems, social media. So I stopped using social media. But I the thing that I need less now is just having a bad mentality, because sometimes there's things that things get hard and I make it way harder because I overthink them now. So I gotta have less of that mentality. Just stop thinking it too much and just go with it, and just find a way to do it. That's what I need less of. Just less negativity. So yeah.
So you think that because you overthink, you think negatively?
Yeah. If one wish of yours could come true, what would it be?
One wish of mine? For me, it's to have one wish of mine. I feel like a wish of mine that leads to several other ones. I think it's just working in an area, like working in a profession that I really love and that I enjoy, and like just doing many things. I love to do many things at once, and I feel like that also just keeps me busy. Like right now with school, with work, with this new thing that I'm doing, photography, with YouTube. Like I just like to keep myself busy, and these like are things that I really do enjoy. And so I just want to keep doing that in the future, to where like whenever I'm working, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun, and which that also leads to like us being good economically, us being stable, and then also just like having a house, having cars, not like luxury cars or anything, but just like good cars, you know, where like they can take us from point A to point B, and like a house of our own, you know, like having a place for our doggies as well. Just being, yeah, like just having a job that I love that leads to all of those things. And if it doesn't, like still, like I'm so very grateful for having like a job at least, you know, or like having several jobs that having several jobs that I love to do that keep me busy, which doesn't feel like work.
Honestly, a house. If I could just wish right now, just a house of my own, knowing that I have everything inside, don't need to worry about where am I gonna sleep, you know?
You worry about where you're gonna sleep?
No, it's just a house in general. Like it would be nice to sleep in a house that you want. So
Of your own?
Of your own, yeah. So I think that's one wish, because work, there's always gonna be work. So in general, just a house.
For sure.
Yeah. What is the best what is the best piece of advice you have ever been given? I mean, there's so many good advices, but which one was the one that like really helped you?
I don't think it's an advice. I think it's just something that I've learned along the way, and if it is an advice, I think my mom gave this to me.
It's like a lesson?
I think so. No, it's just like whenever you have experiences, right? Whether it's whether they're positive experiences or negative experiences, there's always something to learn from it. Like, I don't know if that's an advice, but that's something that I really do take to my heart. Like, I'm like, okay, this was a good experience. Like, what can I learn from it? Or like, even whenever it's a bad experience, I'm like, okay, God, like, what do you want me to learn from this situation? Like, what is there to learn from here? And like, I take away even though like it may seem like a negative impact on my life from the outside point of view, like within, like it just makes you realize how like, oh, okay, so I needed to do this in order to become that. Like, you know, it's just like situations that rise like unintentionally, but that you need to experience in order to become a better version of yourself.
I feel like that's an advice.
Right?
Yeah, if your mom told you, because let's say She
like,
has passed.
See, at the same time, I don't know if she told me. Like, I don't know if that's something just that I learned, but like something that she has told me is like todo a su tiempo. Like,
Yeah.
you can't rush things. So like God's timing is always perfect. So like whatever happens, like if this isn't the job for me, like then something else is gonna arise. You know, like si una puerta se cierra, una ventana se abre. You know.
Yeah. I mean, save up your money. Always save up your money and use it wisely and spend it on things that like will benefit you in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just spend things like just because they're overpriced and they're just overvalued doesn't mean that like this is something that you should buy right now. So buy things that like will benefit you.
I think that just goes along también with like todo su tiempo. Like maybe you
Yeah.
can buy it right now, but maybe you'll be able to buy it in the future. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But like don't rush into things just because everyone else has them. Everyone has their own path to follow. Everyone's on their own different like journey.
Okay.
So yeah.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
You can go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Funny childhood memory. I feel like that would be. Oh man. We were washing my dad's truck,
Mm-hmm.
and my brother, my dad told my brother to move the truck, and he tried to move it. He was like 12 years old. No, like 14, 15 years old. And he tried to go on reverse and he hit the tree. And my dad came out all mad and like, hey, what are you doing? Dude, that was hilarious. But that was the funniest childhood memory because I didn't get in trouble. It was my brother.
Someone else got in trouble.
Yeah. Mhm. What about you?
I don't know.
You don't have a good one?
Funny? No.
You don't have at least a funny one, a good memory?
Yeah. I remember I was once in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
It was me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And we were with my grandma. I don't know where my parents were. Like, I don't know why it was only my sister and I. I think Eduardo was there too, but I'm not sure. But I do remember it being me, my sister, and my grandma. And it was late at night. We were already showered. We were ready to go to sleep and everything. And I was in my PJs, like, and so was my sister. We were like, just relaxed at home. And then we hear music. And then my grandma's like, oh, ¿quieren ir al baile? And I'm like, vamos al baile. And so like, I'm wearing Crocs. And we walk. It's just like 4 or 5 houses down. And so we go over there and it starts raining, and so like we took an umbrella with us because it was like kind of like sprinkling. But like there we go, me and my sister like in PJs wearing Crocs with my grandma, and then we just stand in the outside like entrance of the party, and we're just there like looking in and everything. And I think that's just hilarious. Just because we weren't prepared, we were wearing Crocs. So freaking baile, like what? We were with my grandma too, like of all people.
Yeah. And she's inviting you out to go to a party.
Yeah.
Late at night.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't expect it from her. And like we were kids too, like we were like 12. We were like, oh, vamos al baile. I'm like, okay.
Let's go sneak out.
Literally.
What is the most exciting adventure you have been on? It could be recent, it could be when you were younger. It doesn't really matter. What's the most exciting adventure you have been on?
I think it has been us going to California.
You think so?
Yeah, just because it was our first time going on a trip.
Road
We
trip.
were prepared. We had our dog.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy.
Coco.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She had a diaper. She had diapers because we had a little situation in the car.
Because we didn't want her to pee and poop in the car.
Yeah.
And then whenever we got to LA, we didn't want her peeing and pooping everywhere. But then it turns out she had diarrhea. Like we bought food. We bought the Caesar food, like the grounded beets and everything.
Yeah.
Instead of like the regular croquetas que le damos. And we thought it was just gonna be easier because they were already prepackaged. We just open it and she would just eat it. But oh no, like it was bad. She had poop. She was pooping bad. And then she had diapers. We bought diapers for her, but then we took it off because we were like, oh no, she's doing good. Yeah. Y luego literalmente in this Hispanic, like there's a street like they put Hispanic like
there's
vendors and stuff.
Yeah, there's not like a flea market, but it's like you know how San Antonio has that one street? Mm-hmm. It's exactly like that. Mm-hmm. So there's a bunch of vendors, people selling stuff, and we had a Coco with us. Yeah. And out of nowhere, she just let it rip.
She pooped. Yeah. I mean, but she pooped, and it was bad. Like it wasn't solid poop. It was bad. Y luego había restaurantes, and it was right next to a restaurant, and like we had to go tell someone, and we were like, oh. Yeah. It was bad.
That was exciting.
Yeah. What about you?
No, honestly, that trip, out of all the trips we've been going, I feel like that was the most exciting one because before getting to LA, we stopped by New Mexico. We stopped by the white sand dunes. Mm-hmm. That was amazing. Mm-hmm. The sunset just hitting the rock, just orange, purple, blue. It was just beautiful.
Part of Marfa too.
Yeah, you just have to be there just to see those beautiful things, and it's just exciting.
The Guadalupe Mountain?
Mountain Peak. Yeah.
Peak. Yeah.
We hiked that, so that trip was just exciting. That was a great adventure.
Our rims popping off.
Oh my gosh. I'm already done with my burrito. Just halfway there. I was hungry. Mm-hmm. Last and final question. How do you know when you can trust someone?
Ooh.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like literally, like that's so crazy. I don't know. Just because I feel like we've had a lot of experiences where like we feel like we trust people, and then we open up to them, but then it turns out like they weren't the people to open up to. You know, like they just stab you in the back. I don't know. It's just so hard. Like I feel like I want to trust everyone, or like I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And so I just like I'm like, okay, hi, like, you know, because I feel like I don't know. How do you know you trust someone? You don't.
Actually, I feel like you don't share nothing about yourself when you're around them because you just barely know them. But
no, I think just overall, don't overshare. Like even if they are your best friends, like Sammy, if you're watching this, like even with her, like she's my best friend. Like we've been friends for like 14 years. Y'all have seen her on here several times. But like even with her, like I don't tell her completely what's going on in my life. Like I don't tell her completely how I feel, what I think, you know? None of that. I feel like there's always like some type of boundaries that you need to set.
I feel like you should not share some stuff, but be honest with them sometimes.
Yeah, you know? I think just being, I feel like also like trusting people, I feel like it's very different. Like it's difficult. Like I feel like always just try to be yourself. Like never try to like please anyone. I feel that's another advice. It's very good. Never try to please anyone because like literally at the end of the day, no one's gonna be satisfied to what you give them. Like they're always gonna want more, or like expect less or more. Like, you know, like how do you trust someone? That's a good question. How do you trust someone? Like what?
How do you know?
No, but I feel like yeah, just like keep your guard up. Not your guard up, but like always have healthy boundaries set. Like it doesn't mean like be rude, or it doesn't mean like, oh, don't ever talk about this. Like no, like maybe like you can like tip your toes in water in a certain subject, in a certain topic, you know. But like if you don't feel comfortable, you don't always have to speak like about that. Like, you know, you can always keep your beliefs and your thoughts to yourself, unless like it's something that is shareable, like that can like have no effect upon the relationship with someone.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard.
It is hard. For me, like when I started working at Home Depot, I was really quiet and just never say nothing about myself. Just getting to know people, but never share nothing about myself because I don't know who they are, and I'm trying to get to know them. So first thing first, I gotta know who they are before I tell my stuff. You know. So I think that's you just have to be patient. You have to be patient and wait who these people are to actually trust them. You know. And that's the only advice. You just have to wait to know them first for you to trust them.
Or also, it comes to the point where like you really like this person, like just as a friend, you know, or like a new person that you meet, but because you like them so much, you don't see the flaws in them, and they may also not see the flaws in you. And so it may be like the honeymoon phase where like everything's perfect, oh yeah, this and this and that, but then slowly you start to notice like, oh, but like he said this, like an example can be like, oh, I told them about one of my deepest secrets, or you know, something that really hurt me emotionally or mentally, but then they're using it to make fun of me or like other people, you know. Like I feel like that is where like you start to notice, I'm like, oh, okay. Or like you hear them talk about other people or like make fun of their own emotions and like situations.
Oh, okay.
Or like
so
they come to you about other
else.
people's situations where like I feel like they're private. I'm like, okay, well then if I tell them my like situation, like what I'm going privately,
Then
they're gonna be telling other people, you know. And I feel like that's something that we've also noticed, like not just between our friend groups and not between just our age, but like older people as well. Like I feel like that's something that we've learned along the way, where like we have to watch out like who to trust and who not to trust, or like just keeping things neutral, like always just being like in a good mood, always just like no creando ambiente, but like just keeping things peaceful.
But yeah, guys, I don't know, Jackie, whatever you want to say now. You're pretty much done already.
No, I'm still. That's
But
a good question.
That was
Can you elaborate more on it?
I mean,
like on your beliefs, like on your situations, like how do you trust people?
I mean, that's it. I mean, like if they can, if the way they just handle situations, like with people, like, hey, can you help me out? And they help you out as soon as possible. Like, let go of one thing and do the thing that you told them to do. Yeah, it's just whenever, I feel like you just gotta know the person first. You just have to see them in action, how they control things under pressure, you know? Because sometimes
I don't know, I feel like another way you can tell like that someone helps you, or like no, that someone you trust, that you can trust someone, is if they offer to help.
Well, yeah,
I feel like that's a huge.
That's
like,
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're trying to say. Like that just shows like, it describes their character so much. A good example. I have my girlfriends that like whenever something goes on, like or my birthday or like school or like any situation, they're always these four people are always five. Yeah, these 5 girls are always the first ones to ask me if I need help, to check in on me, and like I do the same to them. I try to reciprocate the love that they have for me, and I try to reciprocate that back to them, to show them that I also appreciate them and that I love them and that they're a big part of my life. I feel like it has to be a mutual thing, a mutual, like a reciprocation of the love, a reciprocation of the actions, of the acts of services that are being done. Like tampoco it's not like, oh, because you're my friend you have to do this for me and then I'll do this for you. Like, you know, like it's also not that. Like it's not like, oh, because I did this to you, like because I bought Manny food, he has to buy me food next time. Like no, like it has to come willingly, like out of you, you know. Like I'm like, oh, like Manny, like thank you so much, like I'll buy you food, like don't worry about it, I got you. And then Manny maybe later on will feel like, oh, you know what, let me buy you food because you bought me food last time. But like no, don't worry, you know, like it's that type of like, it's that type of relationship, like that it's mutual. It's not because like te conviene, like no, it's not at all like that. Like I feel like a relationship, it has to be mutual, you know. And so I feel like with these 5 girlfriends of mine, like the love is there, like you can see it, you can tell, like we're there for each other. Like if any of us need help, like we're always there, you know, like with anything.
Yeah.
And even though like some of us are married and some of us are not, like we still try to respect each other's boundaries. And yeah, that's how you're able to trust someone. I feel like that's how you know you can trust them and they can trust you. Like respecting each other's boundaries and having a mutual relationship.
Yeah. Good point.
I'm gonna end with that. Just because I love you girls. If you think it's you, comment down below.
Done. Done.
I'm almost done.
You're not done?
No. Alright, you guys. That's the end of this video. Comment down below what you think of trust. Like how to trust someone.
Yeah, let me
How
know.
to tell that you can trust someone, or how to tell that they can trust you, you can trust them, that there's a reciprocated relationship going on, that they, you know, like stuff like that. Or how many years do you think it takes to trust someone? Leave a comment down below answering this question. Leave a like in this video if you enjoyed the conversations that we've had. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And yeah, I'll be posting one video each week for y'all that are subscribed and that have your post notification on. It'll be sometime during the week. I don't have a specific day, just whenever I can. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Oh my god, sorry.
I'm almost done. Hold on. We'll finish with me finishing my food.
Alright.
That's it.
That's it.
That is it. Bye, you guys.